Hey guys, Jared here,
Yo, Christian here.
Yep, Crane here, everyone. How's it going?
and welcome to another episode of Talk Anime News with the Ohio guys, the only anime news source you need to be listening to. Um, you can catch us here on YouTube / the Ohio guys. Definitely give us a like if you're enjoying what you've been listening to. Subscribe, hit the little bell to keep all the notifications going, because YouTube does or is uh, unsubscribing people still, I believe, if you don't hit that bell. So make sure you do that. I know it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse here, but we are going to be on more podcast apps here soon. Probably here late August, early September, I think is going to be the goal. We're going to get onto Podbean, and then from there, I think we can get onto iTunes and probably Google Play as well. Also, check out our buddy Blake's project, Robot Girl. You can find the link for that down below. He has a Patreon, multiple different tiers with some awesome different rewards. I know I've personally gotten some of the rewards, so has Christian.
Yep, and if you're not familiar with his work, check out the newly dubbed show Food Wars. He's the
Yes,
main character.
yes, definitely check that out. We'll go more in depth on that in the news here. You can also catch us on Twitter at the Ohio Guys as well. We post stuff daily, keep you guys up to date on what's going on with us. We are going to be at Anime Midwest this weekend, the 7th through the 9th. So if you're in that region and you plan on attending the convention, definitely come check it out. You can say hi to us. We'll be there all weekend. And actually, every single one of the Ohio guys is going to be there, I believe.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that in a long
Oh,
time.
it's been
It's been
years. I think
years.
maybe what OhioCon like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been forever since we've all been at the same con at the same time.
Right. It's been a very long time. So that's going to be super exciting. I know we're all excited about that. But we'll be there. Super fun convention. A lot of awesome guests. Can't wait for that. And we are going to be doing a giveaway after the convention. So keep an eye out for that video. That's going to be going up in the next couple of weeks as well. It's going to be an awesome giveaway, honestly. It's going to be something you can't really get anywhere. Um, it's going to be a nice piece of memorabilia. That's about the only hint I'm going to give towards that. But, anyways, let's get right into the news, guys. There's a brand new streaming service, HIDIVE.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, been waiting for that. Talk about for a long while.
I'll let you take it away, Christian.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar with High Dive, it is Sentai's new streaming service. Since the anime network, and this one is only $3.99 per month if you guys sign up on High Dive, and they have almost all their library in High Dive. So whether it be like an old Sentai show or a new show that just came out, like Gate or School Live or Is Wrong to Pep Girls in the Dungeon, you can watch all that, even the dubs, on High Dive. And again, it's $3.99 per month. I made myself an account last week. I've enjoyed every moment of it. So almost every day I've been on High Dive, just binging so many shows. And it's pretty awesome. Like it's very different. It's cheaper, and it's you have so much variety, and it keeps adding on. Especially if you guys are not too crazy about the dubs, they even have shows that are subbed only, like Legend of the Galactic Heroes. So if you guys want something like classic like that, this is for you. Otherwise, there's so many options you guys can look around at. It's just High Def just delivers, and it's worth your money.
Oh yeah, it definitely seems like
Oh yeah.
a pretty fantastic streaming service so far. At least the extensive library that they've gotten already is really cool. The platform itself, I haven't actually watched anything on it yet. I did make an account when it first came out. I do plan on subscribing here in the near future. But they have a couple cool options, especially for people that hate those god awful yellow subtitles from Sentai. You can actually change the color, which is fantastic. Because I know most people always bitch about Sentai with their yellow subtitles. That's one of the primary complaints I usually see about them. That it's basically turned into a meme at this point.
And who doesn't like me? Wait, who doesn't hate memes?
Right. But I think it's an HTML based video player. It's not as nice as Anime Strike's video player, but I'd say it's probably what on par with Crunchyroll's.
And I believe HIDIVE is like half the price compared to Crunchyroll these days. So,
That's a few dollars cheaper. Crunchyroll is $6.99.
but even still, if their quality is just about the same and the price is a lot cheaper,
Right.
it's all a matter of preference on what shows you're watching too. So, I guess that should also take into account.
Well,
But
yeah, I know most of us generally prefer more Sentai titles than any other company, so it's like perfect for us.
yeah, I'm just saying though, it's like some fans don't care for Sentai and some do. So, if you're big into Sentai, but this is definitely the service you should get. Otherwise, you know, continue what you enjoyed most as
Oh,
a fan in
exactly.
anime. So,
Also, uh, you don't have to be a subscriber to use it. There's shows that are just for subscribers, and watching shows in HD is only for subscribers. Um, but they do have free options for a lot of the subtitle shows. There's I'm assuming ads with it. I haven't watched it yet, but I would assume that's what they do to generate some revenue for free users. But it's very similar to Crunchyroll in that aspect. Um, it's there's a lot of similarities, but they do offer like some cooler options. Where if there's like I was going through the settings when I first made my account, and you can have a setting where say you're not a fan of dubs, no problem. You can change one of the settings where it'll always play subtitle shows for you, like in the Japanese language, or you can set it vice versa for always playing dubs if there's a dub, and little things like changing the subtitle colors and that sort of a thing. And there's also something that they have on here that Crunchyroll doesn't do, is they have live chats you can do with people while you're watching the show too.
that's actually
Really?
Yeah,
that could
yeah,
be
I was not aware
very
of that.
that could be very beneficial for you guys as a fan, but at the same time, the companies that distribute these shows, because then it gives them a better idea of what you guys as fans really enjoy in an anime. It's, it's like, for example, like if you like certain lines better, or if you like certain subject topics that really trigger your pull at your heartstrings, you know, in the end, it could go all the way back to Japan. It's like, hey, we got a great idea. This is what a lot of the fans in this area tend to react towards. Let's try and feed on that in our upcoming shows.
not only that, it's always awesome to interact with other fans as well as a fan, especially if you're watching like the similar shows. You can be like, "Oh yeah, this show's great," and can start up like conversations like that. I mean, that's more or less how the Ohio guys started essentially. Like
True.
all of us newer members in it, or I shouldn't say newer now because we've all been in it a while, but that's
Yeah.
essentially how it started, just talking about similar interests. So you can definitely like make friends off of it too. I think it's a
Yeah.
really cool option.
Yeah, I like it. And to be honest, that's how we as anime fans connect and make the community even more fun.
Exactly, and they had a pretty extensive launch title base, or at least for if you're a fan of Sentai shows. I mean, they're doing the Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where they're releasing what X amount of episodes every week, I believe. I think you know that, Christian. I'm not sure.
You asking me?
Yeah, yeah. I think for Legend of the Galactic Heroes, they're releasing what so many episodes a week, or are they done with that and just have the whole thing up there at this point? I think we might be having a few technical difficulties with Christian, but anyways, a couple titles that they have on there. They have the Amagi Brilliant Park OVA. I'm assuming they're going to be putting the full show on there if they
Oh
haven't
yeah, I
already at
wouldn't.
this point. Beyond the Boundary OVA, they have that on there right away. So I'm
True.
assuming again they're going to have the actual show as well. A couple of my favorites, they have Colorful on there. Very good movie.
Hmm.
They also have Dusk Maiden of Amnesia.
That's actually a good show. I've seen that one.
Yes, it's actually very good, and if nobody has watched that show, definitely check it out.
Yeah, because if you like some supernatural, some drama, and some comedy, you'll like it. And
Exactly.
I believe the mains are Emily Neves and Josh Greeley.
No, it's not Josh. It's Emily, but I can't remember the male main.
I thought it was Josh.
I'm pretty sure it's not Josh, but I could be wrong there.
Wait,
Then
who we
like
talking about?
Dustin Man
Um,
of Amnesia.
No, that's Clint Bickham.
Yeah, okay,
okay.
yeah, that's the name I
Oh,
was
yeah,
trying to
you're
think
right.
of.
You're right.
They have Frame Arm Girls, which is a brand new show that just finished up this past season on there. Girls Zoom Panzer OVA is on there. Um, Good lord. Um,
I
Infinite
do love.
Stratos 2. I don't believe the full show's on there yet, but OVA's on there as well. Same thing with Love, Chinibi, and Other Delusions. They have the OVAs for that on there, so I would assume they're going to get the full show at some point. Just a lot of different shows, and they do have like the full dubs for some of their new releases, like School Live. I believe that's on there now. Chivalry of the
Hmm.
Failed Knights on there. What else
Yes.
did they just add on there, Christian?
Gate. It was Gate. So they're
Okay,
doing that. Yeah. So it was just that like back on Thursday or Friday. So only episode one so far. I'm still waiting for episode two to come out.
okay, so they're slowly putting it on there. That's still cool that they're even doing that because the show's is what not even out yet. I
Not yet.
believe.
No.
Yeah, like the official dub's not even fully out or not out yet. The box
The
sets
DVD. Yeah.
that comes out here in July, I believe. But that's really cool. Um, but also with High Dive, it essentially what happened with that, how it came around, is it's taken over for the Anime Network online streaming service. They're taking over its user base, everything like that. Um, I think it's at the end of this month or sometime in July. All of those users are getting switched over to High Dive, and the Anime Network is just moving to cable and cable on demand. So it's still around, but it's in an interesting place. I'm assuming it's probably not going to be around much longer at all.
No, and based on some of on anonymous sources, it really did not make money. So
Right.
I guess you could say they kept us up mainly for you guys.
Well, yeah, and to have another option for streaming, because Sentai still needed something for their shows, and this is actually getting more of their newer shows out there than the
Oh
Anime
yeah.
Network ever did. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, they're constantly adding stuff as well. They're going to be simulcasting a decent amount of shows from Sentai, and a lot of the shows that are going to be on strike only, I've noticed that they're actually going to be on high dive for other regions. So that'll
Yeah,
help a
and
lot with other people because I know that was one of the biggest complaints I was seeing last season with
oh yeah,
Sentai is
and
like, oh, how am I
especially
supposed to watch this show, Sentai? I don't have Anime Strike. I mean, Sentai did eventually have it where like it was on Crunchyroll in different regions. I believe it's probably on. I think some shows were on Hulu in different regions, if I remember correctly. But they're kind of keeping everything on high dive for the other regions, which is
and
great for fans, especially for this since I know a lot of people here in North America aren't a fan of the double paywall with Anime Strike.
no. And at the same time, and I like that they are expanding the anime out to other regions because you here in North America we don't really think about it so much, but like Blu-rays and DVDs, there's region locking within the discs, believe it or not.
Right.
And if I'd say for like here in the United States, it's good for like here in Canada, but if you go anywhere else, like Europe or even Japan, it will not work on their DVD players unless you're somehow able to smuggle your anime and the DVD player to another region,
Exactly.
which I don't think they're small enough to fit in non-conspicuous areas when crossing borders.
Very true. Um, But a couple of the shows that they're going to be streaming in different regions, Princess Principal, which was going to be Strike exclusive here in the U.S., is going to be streaming in different regions throughout the world. Same thing from Hitorojima, My Hero, and Vatican Miracle Examiner. And those were some of the shows. I know they have a few more as well that they've added, but that's just for a start. And I mean that's going to be in. Let me see if I can find the exact regions. It's a pretty big area. I mean, the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Central America, and South America is where all of
Ooh,
those are going to be streaming. So, pretty
very
much
nice.
anywhere not in Asia, because I know over in that general vicinity they keep it to other networks.
Yeah, I think it's depending on the Far East, where exactly. The government does like to keep more control of what kind of media is exposed to their people.
Right, exactly. So, but usually
Whether
those
it,
shows are available through some media outlet. But anywhere in like Western culture, this these shows are pretty much going to be there.
hmm
Except I believe other areas in Europe, which I don't know the whole thing behind anime in Europe. I have no
um,
idea how that works there.
I don't know too much about like Europe, but at least Australia, they're a lot more strict on violence and gore. Because, for example, well, not anime related, but video game related, is Mortal Kombat. A lot of the newer versions, especially for how brutal the fatalities are, Australia won't. They have them banned there,
Right.
so it could be the same concept with anime if the show is extremely brutal.
Yeah, that makes sense. They have different rules for different areas. I mean, it's all what the country allows, what they don't allow.
True.
A couple other shows that High Dive is going to be streaming as well: Battle Girl High School and Made in Abyss.
Hmm.
I believe, yeah, those are the shows that are going to be streaming on the network for the U.S. Those because Sentai did that with a few shows on the Anime Network this past season. I think it was like two shows they had simulcasted with it. I believe with High Dive they have
Ooh, a puppy.
they have 2 to 4 shows that are going to be streaming on it. So that's pretty interesting. Those shows seem pretty neat. I'm interested to check those out. I'll probably end up having to get a High Dive subscription soon. God damn it, Christian, your dog.
I'm trying to cover this up. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
God damn, I'm trying to cover up the microphone.
you're fine.
Yeah. At least it wasn't mine snoring.
Exactly. Yes, if anybody ever hears what they think is a dying animal or a snoring dog, it's Crane's because it's absolutely ridiculously loud.
Oh yeah, it's like he'll be clear sighted on the other side of the room on the couch snoring, and my microphone will pick it up.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um,
I talked to my vet to see what I could do. It's like, what if there's like like a breathalyzer, not a breathalyzer, but oxygen tank, and just hook them up
Jesus.
and. I know.
Yikes.
I love my
Anyways,
dog.
High Dive's also in different regions is going to be streaming Love and Lies. And what else is it? I think the last one they're going to be streaming for different regions. That one's going to be a Strike exclusive from Sentai. And that show seems pretty interesting. I think it's one of the ones I want to add to my list for summer shows to watch.
Uh huh.
The premise of that show is, I guess they're basing it off of like the real life issue in Japan where birth rates are really low, but they just match
Oh,
you up with somebody. But this girl that's been matched up with this guy actually likes a different guy, and so it's kind of going through that kind of a little bit of a love triangle there, I believe, or maybe it's with
Hmm.
2 girls and one guy. Yeah,
Um.
that's what it is. It's with 2 girls and one guy. My mistake.
And they're fighting over the guy, or
I don't think so. I'll just read the synopsis real quick. Japanese implements a capability calculation that assigns partners to young people when they turn 16. Those who deviate from their assigned partners are severely punished. I'm
oh,
assuming what's the male's name? Yukihari has been in love with Misaki since grade school, finally confesses to her on his 16th birthday, only to find out he's been assigned to this other girl. Um, they're originally not thrilled. Well, the girl he's assigned to is originally not thrilled, but allow Yukihari and Mikasa to continue their illicit relationship in hopes of learning more about love. And then
Huh.
apparently things start to get complicated when love and lies start to intersect. That's the premise of that show.
Hmm.
But
Sounds.
it sounds interesting. The animation looks pretty
Yeah.
as well, so I'd want to check it out.
Yeah. Rebel against the system sounds hot. I
Yeah.
like.
um, but that was one of the shows. Also this other one, um, Abyss. Where is it? The exact title. Made in Abyss looks interesting. Um, I don't know if you guys see the animation style for it. They look like little kids. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it looks
At
like
two
little
glance.
kid anime, like a kids anime, but it's definitely not going to be a kids anime. Just the character design makes it look like that. But
Well,
it's about this in the story of it. There's an enormous pit and cave system called the Abyss, and is the only unexplored place in the world still. Strange and wonderful creatures reside in the depths and is full of precious relics that current humans are unable to make. The mysteries of the abyss fascinate humans and they head down to explore. The adventurers who venture into the pit, known as cave raiders, a little orphan girl named Riko lives in the town of Osu on the edge of the abyss. Her dream is to become a cave raider like her mother and solve the mysteries of the cave system. One day, Rico starts exploring the caves and discovers a robot who resembles a human boy. And that's the premise of the show.
sounds like a lot of stuff could go crazy on that show.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Like in the little artwork here, it shows the girl and the robot boy running away from this giant, like, worm flying creature. So it looks interesting. That's one of the shows I'm excited to see. Another one is Princess Principal. That's just seems like another school kind of show one.
Hmm.
Let me double check with the synopsis here. At the end of the 19th century, London, the kingdom of Albion, has been split into east and west sides by a giant wall. Interesting. Five girls attend Queen's Mayfair, a conventional and prestigious school, under the guise of regular high school girls. They act as spies undercover. Interesting. Disguise, reconnaissance, infiltration, and car chases. Each girls use their own set of special skills to dart around the world of shadow. Huh. Okay, so it's a little
Huh.
bit more unique than I realized.
Yeah, it is kind of unique. Wonder if it's like a slice of life comedy.
I don't know. Um, their other show, Hitorojima, My Hero. Um, I won't be watching the show because this doesn't like interest me. The topic, it's like a
Uh-huh.
love boy show.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but I
Yeah.
can see where I can see where it's good to have shows like that.
Yeah, especially for the female fan base, because I'm pretty sure they'd say the same thing when they see a bunch of girls googling over one guy. They probably don't care much for that.
Right, right, and it's yeah, it's just not a show I'm gonna be interested in. There is a corgi in the artwork here, so that's cool. I like corgis.
Oh, I love anime pets.
Yeah, especially corgis.
They need to get a they need to get a pug in there sometime.
I know, I know. But that's a
Then I,
few of the shows that Sentai is going to be simulcasting. I believe I have somewhere here in the news a couple more, but and all of those are going to be available on Anime Strike or HIDIVE here in the U.S. and throughout the other world regions as well. Um, I think that pretty much sums it up with HIDIVE. Like it seems like a very promising. I know we got a little off topic there talking about the simulcast shows Sentai has, but it seems like a very promising streaming service.
oh yeah, no doubt. It's like especially if money is harder to come by. So
Exactly. Let me find if I can. Let me see if I can find the tweet from our friend the Average Aspie about High Dive. because he mentioned it like a kid on cocaine or something with how much they're tweeting. like they are they are extremely active, which they have to be. They're a brand new service, but I mean, it is absurd the amount of tweets that they are pumping out.
Did they
And then,
tweet more than the pigeons?
um,
Hey, this means to be plugging in HIDIVE more often now.
right, right.
So yeah, so should we take this opportunity to plug them?
Uh,
Or has this been a whole plug?
I mean, I think this whole conversation essentially has been a plug. I mean,
Oh
definitely check
yeah.
them out. They seem worth it, especially if you're a fan of Sentai shows. Um, check it out, especially for like seeing the dubs before they come out, or like that sort of thing, which really would benefit like most of us a lot because we buy in such a high volume that we usually do it all around like Black Friday or Christmas when they're running their sales on anime.
Hmm.
Because we'll drop what like I don't know. I think what Crane, you and Mike last year probably spent what like $600 on anime or close to that.
Not as
Maybe
much.
400.
I'd say about 400 or 500
Yeah,
each.
you and him dropped a ridiculous amount of money on there. I mean, I spent around 300 myself.
Well, and the thing, and not only that, it's like before that, I was snatching up everything at those five, $7.50, $10 sales too.
Right.
I miss those.
Yeah, those were fantastic. But this is a nice way to actually watch the shows before you pick them
Mhm.
up because I snatch up just about every single Sentai dub there is now cuz
Yeah,
it's
I
a
just
lot
try
of
to
shows
grab
I've been
anything.
watching. Like I watch a lot of the simulcasts the last couple years. I've been getting big into that, so seeing all
And
these dubs coming out, I've already watched the shows, but I like to watch the dubs again as well. So this is
well,
a
it's not
great way to do
only
that.
that though, but I like to just try and grab anything, even if it does have a bad rating, because hey, maybe we find a hidden diamond in the rough, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah, and High
'Cause-
Dive makes that easier too because if they have the show on there, you can watch it.
Yep, exactly. And it's like you never know. It's like there's been some times where we found hidden diamonds, even though the ratings weren't as great that some people thought it was.
Exactly. So check out High Dive. Give it a shot at least. Um, if you don't like it, you can always cancel your membership or just try out the free membership to see if you like that. And if you like it, you can always upgrade too. I mean, it's only $3.99 a month. Super cheap for a streaming service for anime. There's pretty much nothing out there that cheap. So definitely check them out. They seem to be very, very promising. If they catch on, I'm sure they could grow bigger and bigger, which I'd be a fan of that.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
But in other news, um, Attack on Titan season 2 just ended last week, and they
Yep.
actually have a release date for season 3 already.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
believe
Sweet.
it or not, they have a release date right away. It's actually going to come out in spring 2018.
Hmm.
Which is, yeah, I'd say that's not a bad timetable if you think about it.
Yeah, spring season is generally the biggest for anime. So it makes sense that
Yep.
it's going to come out then. It also makes sense, especially since how little ground they covered in this season, that they needed to come out with another season a lot sooner than
Oh
the
yeah.
4 years it took for season 2 to come out.
Well, and usually that's how they work out. It's like whenever the second season, it doesn't always seem to do as well for any show, but it helps you set up for a third season really well. Kind of
Right.
like Star Wars in a way.
Well, you could argue that if you're talking about like The Empire Strikes Back, that's generally considered the best movie in the series.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's the
I guess
best
in terms of
movie.
meme, I guess in terms of setting up memes, yeah, but
No, 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 no. Empire Strikes Back is like the most critically acclaimed out of all of them, except well, the first one is critically acclaimed because of what it did to the sci-fi genre.
yeah.
But the considered out of all of the movies, the Empire Strikes Back is considered as the best one out of all the Star Wars movies by
Hmm.
most fans and
I don't know.
critics.
I kind of like Return of the Jedi. So,
I actually agree with the masses on that one. Empire Strikes Back was always been my favorite, even as a kid. It's where like A New Hope was like setting everything up, and then this one was like, oh man, shit hits the fan. But like with Attack on Titan, the second season really seemed like it was just setting up the show for the third season. Essentially, that's what the whole season felt like. Was it was just setting up the future of the show because like nothing happened or very little happened. They had a few significant things that happened. They found out who the Armored and Colossal Titan are. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, it seems like the most of the population, or at least a percentage of the population, is actually Titans. They're just people turned into Titans. So I don't know. They did some stuff with this new Beast Titan, but didn't really go off of that. I remember watching the last episode. I can't remember what Aaron's father looks like, but it looked like he might have been the Beast Titan. If that was, I could be completely incorrect. I just can't remember what he looked like. I'd have to rewatch. I think the first episode of the first season to even see him. I think that's who that was at the end there. But third season's coming out spring 2018. Keep an eye out for that. I know most people are going to be excited about that. But in other news, there's going to be a new Senran Kagura game coming out here in, I believe, August.
Nice.
Mike's got more gaming to do.
Yes. Our fellow Ohio guy, Mike, he's been playing Estival Versus for what, like 4 months now? 3 months?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's 100%ing the game. That's why. He's already been done with the main story. Now he's just 100% beating the game. But I believe he's going to be moving on to this one next. So keep an eye out for when that game comes out. If you're a fan of that series from him, or that game in general, they seem pretty popular. So keep an eye out for that. Here at Anime Expo, that's actually happening as we're speaking right now. Aniplex is going to be premiering the Anohana English dub, which I don't think has happened yet. I haven't seen anything about it.
Yes.
Oh, has it already? Okay, I wasn't
Mhm.
sure. But
It's on
they're
Twitter.
going to be premiering that. They already announced the guest or the cast list for it as well, which it's pretty darn good cast. And if it's anywhere near like what was done with Toradora, when it was dubbed, it should be absolutely fantastic. I'd want to check this one out to see how the voices match up because that is a show where the sub version is perfect.
Zanthi Huyen, who plays the main girl in Anohana, she's cosplaying as her character.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, isn't that wait, that's somebody you met when you were in California,
California.
Christian?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
So, if we ever see Zanthi Huyen, you get dibs on her since you've seen Anohana.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorite shows of all time, like top 5.
And you see most of the stuff just as much as I have.
Right. So
But yeah,
that's extremely exciting. I can't wait for that dub to come out.
Mhm.
That way I can pick it up.
Same. I might consider buying this series only because of the dub.
Right. It's an excellent show, honestly. I'm actually shocked I don't own it already. I guess I've just been holding out all these years in hope of a dub, and I'm finally getting that.
No, I don't blame you. I was thinking it might happen too, so I said hold off. even though people told me, hey, watch on the Hana, but yeah, I'll wait. It's because like there's gotta be English dub somewhere down the road.
Right. There's going to be a new visual novel coming to PC this year, Root Letter Mystery. It's previously launched on PS4 and PS Vita. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. It's probably a visual game I'll probably pick up and play in one of my gaming series that I run on the channel here. It's a mystery one, I believe, which would be quite a bit different to what I typically play with those. I usually go for like something fan servicey, but it might be interesting to try something a little bit different. But Root Letter is centered around an investigation into missing pen friend, 15 years after she allegedly murdered someone and ran away. So it kind of goes off from there. The story's told through old letters she wrote to you, the character you're playing as, and you're kind of going into the investigation of it. So it seems like it's interesting. I think it's going to be one I'll probably pick up. The visuals look quite nice.
Yeah, no, I've actually seen this. I've seen the game, like from like last year or so. Like it's got some great graphics, and it's got a big fan following too. Because I'm actually on their fan page on Facebook, and like shit, I had no idea like so many people enjoyed Root Leather. So
Right,
it's
right. Yeah, that's
it's
another thing is it's fairly popular for a visual novel. So that's probably one I'll definitely add to my gaming series as soon as it releases on PC. Uh, so Sentai announced their October release schedule.
Mm.
oh nice.
There's some good stuff on there. Golden Time Complete Collection, which I'm always a fan when Sentai finally rolls out a complete collection, so I don't have to have two separate box sets for shows I haven't picked up yet. Still waiting to see if they might eventually dub that show. I'm surprised they didn't when it was actually pretty popular. So who knows with that. Amagi SS and Amagi SS Plus complete collections are going to be coming out in October as well, um, with the English or Japanese subtitle or Japanese voice with English subtitles. I know one that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Persona 4, the animation complete collection is
Hmm.
coming out.
Yeah, gotta love Persona, man. It's like, even if you don't get the most out of the shows, you definitely do in the games.
Right. And with this, I know a lot of people would want that complete collection for it because it's been broken up into a couple different sets, I believe.
Yep.
I
So,
got the very last collector's limited
right.
edition series.
Did that have the entire collection, or was that just like one
All of it.
season? Okay, so that was the only
Yeah.
other one they had where it had all of it. So it makes sense since they discontinued that they are coming out with this complete collection. The Love and Shinibio Other Delusions, the Rika version movie, that's going to be coming out in October. Super excited about that. I know we covered that in a previous episode of the podcast, I think about a month or two ago.
Yeah, we
Cannot
did.
wait for that. I love anything. Love Chinibio and Other Delusions.
Hmm.
They also have that new movie coming out in January, I believe, too.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
So keep an eye out for Sentai to pick that up. I'm sure they will. Flying Witch: The Complete Collection is coming out, and that one is getting a premium edition.
Of
Um,
Yeah.
course.
And the dub.
yeah, and a dub. Well, yeah,
Oh,
anything they do a
I'd hope
premium
so.
edition, they're gonna do a
Yeah.
dub. But um, I I honestly don't know what I feel about this show. This the premise of it seems like it seems just like a classic slice of life. So I don't know if them going with a premium edition for this is even a good move, honestly. I haven't seen the show, so I'm trying to hold off too much judgment. But unless it's an absolutely out of this world fantastic slice of life show, I don't know if it should get a premium edition. Because I just
Eh,
don't know how well it's going to sell.
I don't know.
I mean, I could be completely wrong here, too.
It's like me personally, I like the slice of life genre, but I know quite a few fans don't care too much for it.
Right. I used to be bigger on the slice of life genre than I am now. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just not me being as big a fan of it, but I don't know if I completely agree with this decision.
I
Now with the
say,
show getting a dub, sure, go for it. Dub every single show. I'm all for that. But this, for me personally, this one seems like it's one I might just pick up just the Blu-ray. 'Cause I
um,
don't
I'd
know.
say, I'd say it's probably because you've already seen so many other like slice of life
Yeah,
shows,
I've seen a
and you've
lot.
and as a result, you've probably gotten used to the trends and patterns of what most shows will do.
Right.
And as a result, it probably will not surprise you. So,
That's a fair point.
which I know for a while I stayed away from slice of life anime too, because eventually it's like, okay, it's the same
There's
pattern.
Yeah, there's
You
only
mean
so much that can be done with the genre.
do you mean rinse and
Yeah.
repeat?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I would say if the Japanese really wanted to make a bang or shake things up, maybe not focus so much on high school.
Yeah, I think
Maybe,
that's part of the problem with Slice of Life is like 90% of them are high school ones.
yeah,
And
maybe
that
try and
trope
go in
is
a
beat
little
to death
older.
by every other genre as well. But I mean, I guess that's how they connect with people over in Japan with it too. So,
True, but even if they try to hit up an older audience, like older setting,
right.
because you don't see them hitting up like older characters. And I figure with an older character, it could also lead to more potential development or maturity
Hmm.
towards their character. Because if you play high school characters for so long, you're eventually going to try and get an idea of what they plan to do or how they plan to react, and as a result, it will kind of make fans go on autopilot. It won't keep
Right.
them on the edge of their seat. So if you have an older characters and a different like behavioral or societal um, behavior pattern, it'll have them pay more attention to the show.
That's a fair point. And also, maybe this show will get put on High Dive, and I can check it out there to see if I enjoy it or not too, which would be
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
true.
But also coming out, and this one I have been waiting for a while because I did not want to pick up. I think it was like four separate box sets. Log Horizon Complete Collection.
They've been needing to
They
do
have
that.
sorely needed this. Um, I this will probably make me pick it up this fall,
Yeah,
especially
same.
if it's on the either the Black Friday sale or the Christmas sale that they did last year. If they do something similar to that this year,
Hmm.
and if they put it at a pretty decent price, I will 100% pick this show up because I love this show and I've wanted to get it for a while. I just didn't want to spend like $23 for each season because I would have been
Yeah.
putting nearly $100 into the show. And that's
Well,
just
it's
me not
not.
that's just me wanting to buy other shows and I didn't want to stick $100 into one show.
And well, it's not so much just the money. It's more of well, for me, it's I'm already running out of room on my bookcase.
That too. That is a big part of it because especially since I own so many Sentai Premium editions and I'm only going to be getting a lot more. Um, I've almost completely run out of my what is this? A one, two, three, four, yeah, 5 tier bookshelf.
Yeah, I got like
I've
a
got 4 shelves completely filled with anime at this point, and I'm going to have to move on to the fifth shelf.
I have, let's see, five, no, 6 or 7 shelves filled, and I'm still going.
Yikes. Ooh, maybe
What could
that's
I?
what we should do for a special sometimes. Sometime is just show not I want to say show off our collections, but not like in a bragging way. Just like
Yeah,
we could show everybody like what all we have, what we're fans of. That'd be fun to do sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe do a part of it
true.
as like a blog post or something, or not a blog, but a vlog.
Yeah, that'd be
Something
fun.
like that'd be fun. But the last show that Sentai is going to be releasing, or not a show, is going to be a movie they picked up recently, The Dragon Dentist, which
Oh yeah.
That
that's
sounds interesting.
yeah, that movie sounds quite interesting. I can't remember if it's a movie or if it was a set of like
Movie.
episodes.
I
Okay.
believe it's a
It's
movie
90
because
minutes, so I couldn't remember.
It's gotta be a movie.
Yeah. But it seemed interesting. They're actually going to be doing a dub with it as well.
Hmm.
And speaking of dubs, Monster Masumi cast list got released about a week ago now.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty darn good cast. They've got what's it? Brian on it? Or Bryson,
Bryson.
sorry. Bryson
Bogus.
thank you, Christian. He's playing the main. Um, Allison Summerall's playing Mia, the snake. Um, Molly Cersei's playing Sierra, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Centaura.
yep,
Yeah, the Centaura,
Centauria.
Centauria. Okay, and she's
ooh,
actually going to be at Midwest tier that we're going to be at. So I can finally
yeah.
get my Monster
Woo, woo,
Masumi
woo.
wall scroll signed that I bought like 2 years ago. um, other notable cast things in that's Brittany Karbowski, Monica Rial, Maggie Fleckno, Shelley Caitlin Black, um, Courtney Lamello. I'm not extremely familiar with her yet.
She's new.
That's what I thought. Kira Vincent Davis is in it. Christina Shoup, Jade Saxton, Emily Neves, Carly Mosier. Uh, just goes on from there. Christina Marie Kelly's in it. Juliet Simmons is in it. Um, Kyle Jones directed it with assistant director Shannon Reed on it. The writers for it, Kyle Jones and Caitlin Barr. You know the writing's going to be good for it. And believe you've watched a few episodes of it, Christian.
Yep, 4. I just got my DVD like this past Thursday, so thank you to Sentai for sending it early, even though it does not come out till later this month. It's really nice when you pre-order Sentai DVDs because they get it out to you right away as soon as you get it.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Sentai is even though they say, "Oh, this show's coming out in July," if they get their copies in stock, they will send them out to you. And I absolutely love that about their shows because I've gotten so many shows like a month or two early. But that's fantastic. Sentai also recently announced the Onigiri English dub cast as well.
Yep, that was
Which,
unexpected.
yeah, with that, our friend the Average Aspie, he mentioned in a Twitter post that it's a limited edition release. Like, as in, they're not doing just a regular release of it. It's only the limited edition, and then once that's gone, it's gone. Which I don't know how accurate that is. Because they're doing this bundle with it with like a couple postcards or posters, a t shirt, the show, and a few other things.
Hmm.
So I'm not entirely sure the complete details behind that. But the cast of it seems really good. And
Yeah.
it's a short show. It's like a 5 episode or not a 5 minute 12 episode show, but it seems really funny. I watched the clip they did for the dub, and it seems bonkers. It's got another great cast: Cynthia Martinez, Stephanie Whittles, Juliet Simmons, Brittany Karbowski, Karen Vincent Davis, Hilary Haig, Meg McDonald's in it as well. Tiffany Grant's in it. Jay Hickman is the narrator in it,
hmm
and it
You
was
know,
another show that
I
was directed by Kyle Jones and Shannon Reed as well.
that reminds me though. This show was back come my attention like a few years ago,
Hmm.
only because Brady's character, the girl with the red hair and
Yeah,
the other half black, that was the reason why I'm like, oh, what's this? Because of that character,
right.
because of the hairstyle. You don't see that kind of like hairstyle like half and half, and half one color of the eyes is different than the other.
Hmm.
So
No, you
yeah,
don't
it's
see that very often. Um, and I don't know if either of you watched the little dub clip that they did, but the show seems ridiculous, and
it is
I really want to pick this one up. It seems out of this world, just bonkers. And it's a
same.
show you can finish in like an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're only 5 minutes per episode.
Oh, so kind of like Hitalia in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And it's 12 episodes, so that's an hour
Or
So
like
right there.
DG Garrett.
Yes. Yeah, similar to those. But I'm excited for that one. Um, and then here at right before Expo, Sentai announced the dub cast for Food Wars. Well, not all of the dub cast yet, just for the first 3 episodes, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But you got most of the mains from that. Our good buddy Blake Shepard, he's playing Soma, which I think that's a pretty spot on pick for the character.
oh
I
yeah.
don't know if either of you have watched any of the show at all before.
Um, I've seen,
No,
well, not the
no,
dub, but I've seen like the first episode, and it's ridiculous. But
no. I
it's
mean, I held out for 2 years just because I heard they're going to dub it
Oh
back
man,
in.
I couldn't wait. I watched it when it was simulcasted. I've watched the second season, and the third season's coming out this fall, which I'm so ecstatic for.
Mm.
Like more Food Wars, give me more.
give me more food.
Yes, I'm a huge foodie, so it's like perfect for me. But
Yep.
Blake Shepard is the main. Then you also have Jay Hickman, Stephanie Whittles, Brittany Karbowski, Jade Saxton, Lucy Christian, Kelly Peters, Bryson Bogus, Clint Bickham, Maggie Fleckno, Adam Gibbs, John Swayze, Juliet Simmons. Kyle Jones is
This is
directing this one yet again. Um, it's got a
but
hell of
not
a cast list. I mean, with all these
yeah.
dubs that, or all these shows Sentai said they were going to dub from, what was it, 2 years ago now?
No, I say 1 year.
Or was it last year that they announced that
No,
at Expo? I think it was two
two.
years ago.
one last year they said they're going to dub it, but Sentai picked it up 2 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with all of those shows that they said that they were going to dub, they have knocked the casting out of the park. It's been
Man,
phenomenal.
I gotta say, some of the newer talent, man, they
Oh,
are.
and yeah, and their newer talent, I think, has been great.
Oh yeah, they've been. Well, not only that, they've just been picking up shows left and right. Oh
That
my
too.
gosh.
Like Bryson Bogus, he is
Yeah,
fantastic. I've
or
recently
even.
been watching. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? He
Yep.
is
Mm.
great.
I vouch because his voice is so different from Dungeons to Musume. Like I had no idea he could do that voice in
I
Musume.
Yeah,
I
I've only
didn't.
seen him in the one show so far. So apparently, you're saying he has incredible range, which is awesome.
Because at first, like when I saw the clip before his name showed up, I thought it was somebody else.
Right.
No joke. I said, "Oh, who's this guy?" Like, and I asked the person, like, "No way! Like he can do that voice."
But I'd say another person that's been really picking up a lot more roles as of late is Juliet Simmons. Oh my
Oh yeah,
gosh.
Juliet's been in like everything lately. Like she must be like mostly done with school or something now at this point, where
It's
she's had a lot
possible.
more time, or just like having more time with maybe she's like in her senior year or something and she has less stuff to do,
It's
depending upon
possible.
her degree. But yeah, she has been in absolutely everything. She hasn't been mains in everything, but she's had some sort of a role in just about every single show that's been announced the
I'd say
last like 3 months.
main supporting roles.
Yeah, she's
So
had a lot of those.
it's like even if they're not mains, they're still real noticeable characters, no doubt.
Right. Um, but moving a little bit away from Sentai here and on to Viz, they announced the English dub cast for Terraformers here at Expo. I don't know if either of you know much about that show.
No,
I've
I've heard of
watched a
Terraformers, but I don't know much about.
it
I've
was under.
watched a few episodes when it was simulcasted, but I didn't finish it. But that was just because uh, on Crunchyroll they were just doing the censored version, and it's so like brutal and bloody that it was god awful watching that, and so I just didn't pick it up.
What, you don't like blood and gore?
No, I like blood and gore, but I couldn't see it. And like
It was
there were
censored.
so many things that were censored, Crane, and they would just have like black over it. So you couldn't even like really even make out what was going on. Like you knew somebody was
Ah,
dying, but that was about it.
that's it.
Yeah, it was horribly censored. I mean, it's a pretty from what I've seen pretty messed up show. But
Sounds like my middle name.
yeah, yeah. I know it's about like they tried to like colonize Mars and to like terraform Mars. They sent roaches over there. Don't ask me why they sent roaches, but apparently they evolved into these gigantic like man-killing roaches that walked on two limbs. Yeah, it's a little weird, but the show's is pretty brutal.
I'm actually
Sounds similar to Space Troopers
Yeah,
or
and
Star
that's
Troopers.
yeah, yeah. It seems similar to that, but it has a pretty good cast.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
actually surprised with one of the mains, Christopher Niosi.
yeah, he
Yeah,
hasn't
he's.
been in much recently,
I mean,
if I
he's
remember
climbing like
correctly.
the last show I saw him was in Mob Psycho 101. But he has been slowly climbing up the ranks. He's
Right.
also, I think the first show he did was what's it called? Uh, A Lulled by the Sea.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying like he's worked from like the sub mains to like the side characters, and then sort of like main, almost like in the borderline, and then he got into the main, in Terraformers. But now he's working up, man. Like it's awesome seeing someone like him just climb up the ranks like that.
Yeah, because for me, believe it or not, I wasn't as familiar with Niosi with his acting. Believe it or not, it was more of his animation stuff and Newgrounds way back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. If you remember back like around 2014, 2015, he made a video where he moved from New York to Los Angeles. Because he said like on the video that the voice acting is mostly in LA, it's not New York because it's really dried up, and
Mhm.
that's why he made that jump from New York to LA, and now look where he's at now. So
Yep.
he made the right move.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've interviewed him.
Yeah. So now we got more questions for him when we see him again.
Right.
Hmm.
Um, and the cast list for it seems pretty fantastic. I mean, it's got Erica Lindenbeck in it, Jeremy Lay, Christina V, Robbie Damon, Steve Cannon, Todd Habercorn. Um,
Keith
yes,
Silverstein,
Keith
Kyle Hebert.
Silverstein's in it, Kyle
Uh,
Hebert, Patrick
yep.
Seitz, Max Middleman, Aaron Fitzgerald. Uh, quite a cast list. Some more minor characters in the show. It has Bryce Papenbrook in it for a minor character, Erica Mendez,
Ooh, Kirk
Kirk
Thornton.
Thornton, yeah, Stephanie
Yeah.
Shea as or a couple different minor characters. So it's got a pretty star cast lineup with that one. Like, I have
Yeah, they
no
didn't
doubt that the
pull.
voices are going to be fantastic for that show, and I'll probably have to pick it up and actually finish it finally.
Hmm.
But in other news, uh,
Ooh, Hulu.
Aniplex, yes, Aniplex announced that Hulu is going to be streaming the dubs for Erased and Charlotte.
Nice.
Um, I've watched both of these shows when they were simulcasting. Um, Charlotte was quite good. It hit you a little bit in the feels on that show. I
But
really liked it. Erased is incredible, absolutely incredible, a
erase
fantastic show.
your mouth.
um, that is one I could watch over and over again. It was really fucking good, and I'm actually excited for Hulu to get the dub for that because I can just watch it on there over and over and over again. Because it's an Aniplex show and they released it by like 4 episodes of box set, and I don't want to buy all those box sets.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
But I'm
Yep.
super excited for Hulu to be doing that. But I think, yeah, that's about all the time we have for this episode. Um, we covered a lot. We have a lot of news to cover in this episode, so we're gonna
Mhm.
be splitting this into two. I think we'll do an episode 8 and an 8.5 just to get through all the news we have to get to. Because the second half of this, I think, will be going quicker. We ate up probably about or not 2/3, but a third of the time just with HIDIVE, which was needed for a brand new streaming service. But
Oh
if you
yeah.
want to hear the rest of the news, we have more stuff from Expo on there and just more general news from the anime industry from the last 2 weeks. Definitely check out part 2 of this. But again, we're going to be at Anime Midwest. We're going to be there this weekend, the 7th through the 8th in July. Come check that out. Link will be below. Say hi if you see us there. We're very friendly. We don't bite, except for Crane occasionally. Keep an eye out for him.
Oh come on. It's like even when I'm drinking, I don't bite.
It's not true. Don't listen to him. Anyways, you can catch us on Twitter as well at the Ohio Guys. Keep up with all the newest information on there. We're going to be doing a giveaway very soon. A very awesome giveaway. Some of a very unique memory. Well, I would say the item is unique. It's pretty unique, but what's on the item is the best thing. So keep an eye out for that. You can also support our buddy Blake, his project Robot Girl. He's premiering it at a con soon, I believe.
Yep. Delta
Ooh.
H Con in
Yes,
Houston, Texas.
yes, he's going to be premiering it
Ooh.
there.
And he'll be having his own booth from Dinosaur Productions
Yes,
in the main hall.
so that's super
Sweet.
exciting. If you're in the Houston area, definitely check that out because I think the show is going to be fantastic. Um, but do that. Also, if you like our content, please subscribe. Hit the bell to get all the latest notifications from us, all of our
Yeah.
latest uploads. We
That's
upload probably like 4 or 5 times a week at least,
Hmm.
yeah.
generally.
Please touch the bell.
By the way, we are already at past 700 subscribers, so
Yes.
it would help if to get to 800 as soon as possible.
Yes, yes. Get us to 800, please. We would love
Next
that.
Yeah.
milestone.
Yeah. Where I see it, a couple O's with the 7. Maybe our luck is starting to go up. Woohoo!
All right. Well, I've been Jared. I'll catch you here in the next episode.
Yeah.
I'm Christian. I'll be chatting with you guys in just a moment.
Yep, Crane here. Take a potty break, then come back to talk to you people more. See ya!